Hello everyone, Tom in the Tank here. As you probably noticed, I haven't made any videos for quite some time. I'm not going to elaborate, but I've been very ill. Feeling a bit better, not super, but a bit better. So I thought I'd come up and run a few trains and just say thanks to everyone who, a few people have asked where I was. So without further ado, this is my Mahano Pacific 462, pulling a rake of timber and coal wagons. Some time ago I changed the motor. I took out the Mahano motor and I fitted a modern can motor, and it runs quite well. The Mahano motor was tired and it was getting a bit jerky, starting and stopping, so I thought I'd modernize it. So it's running quite well, nice and smoothly. I hope this video turns out okay. My lighting again is not so good. So there we go, over the bridge. Yeah, running very, very well. And a caboose on the back. Somewhere for the driver, guard to have his coffee. Okay, so we'll bring this one to... No, I tell you what, I'll let it run. Right. It's a while ago now. When I came back from Germany, I showed a locomotive I bought, and that's a Wild West 440, and here it is. I also bought a new Virginia-Truckee passenger wagon, so now I have two passenger wagons. I have the mail and a caboose. So let's have a look at it running. This is the Loco has an interesting history, not only from its original form back in 1869 on May the 10th, when 119 and Jupiter were involved in the Golden Spike ceremony of Promontory Summit. This is where the east and west coasts railways met. But also the manufacture of these models, I believe, I may be wrong, I believe that Airfix made the Jupiter, which like this one was tender driven via a shaft to a drive wheel on the locomotive. So as you can see, this one is running quite well. It's not a heavy locomotive at all. It's very light, but it's managing to pull 4 wagons. I was quite pleased with this one. This is made by the International Hobby Corporation. It's almost identical to the Bachmann. So I don't know if somebody made them for Bachmann and other manufacturers, because I've seen a few. There's Rivarossi as well, who have this type of loco. Now this is my gradient, so let's see how it manages on here. Excuse my speech, I'm a bit of still have a problem in breathing, so let's see. Wow. I tried it a couple of times at a slightly higher speed, so now this is going over there at a lower speed. I'm quite impressed with that. Okay, so let's bring it to a stop. Okay, it's beautiful detail. I've heard a lot of people have had problems with these. This one has it's a coal burner, not the log burner. So as you can see, it has what they call a straight stack. Jupiter, its counterpart at this Golden Spike ceremony, had the spark arrestor smokestack. Sorry, pardon me. So there's also some controversy over the colour scheme. This one is it's almost like a turquoisey blue. It's an unusual blue. Apparently there are no colour paintings or obviously photographs going back to the time when these were built in the 1860s. So I think people have just used their imagination to come up with a colour scheme. Apparently in a museum the tender has the correct colours. So now let's have a look at a little locomotive I have called Anna. This is a Fleischmann. So I'm trying to stick to a bit of an American theme today. This is not an American loco, but it's representative of one with the spark arrestor smokestack. And these two carriages are ones I made for my Lion, which was featured in the film The Titfield Thunderbolt. There's a lovely little runner. This Fleischmann, I think I explained before. I bought it with a burnt out motor. The vendor was honest, he said it was burnt out. I paid literally peanuts for it. So when I took it apart, I noticed the motor was very similar to the Hornby, I have to think what they call it now, 7, the Type 7. So again, when I looked at it, all I had to do was change the pulley, and it motor fitted straight in. So this has a Hornby motor. And then later I did actually manage to purchase the correct Fleischmann motor, and because this is running so well, I didn't change it. I put the Fleischmann motor in my Hornby Pug. So we have quite an interesting mix there. So I think this looks okay. Very, very quiet locomotive, very quiet. Beautiful little runner. Yes, quite impressed with this. And going back to the story of my Wild West Loco, at the Promontory Summit Golden Spike ceremony, Jupiter and 119 were not the original candidates. It was supposed to have been a locomotive called Antelope, another locomotive called named the 66. But due to some problems, one of them was a tree rolling across a railway line, and the train was delayed. Another one was a weakened bridge due to a flood. So it's a long story. To cut it short, they had to find 2 replacements very quickly, and that was the 119 that I have here and Jupiter. Let's bring this to a stop. This is an amazing little locomotive. I love it. There we go. Right, so let's go back. And this is, I can't honestly say it's something I always wanted, but it's been on my mind for quite a few years since I started this model railway, to have a Wild West Loco and some wagons. And again, I'm getting on a bit now, I'm almost 70. As a youngster, I can remember watching Casey Jones, and it inspired me in a way. I really like these locos. I think they're fascinating. Made by Rogers. I believe they were called the American General. And like I say, watching the Casey Jones years and years ago, it just brings back a few memories. Back in the 50s and early 60s, I think 90% of the programs on UK television were from America. So we had Cannonball, the truck, which was always empty. Those things with the Detroit diesels, they were never flyers. Anyway, then there was Casey Jones and Petticoat Junction, which also had a locomotive like this. Or that may have been a 460, thinking about it. So it's good to reminisce to childhood and how things affect you in later life. A lot of things I can remember, for example, would have been Lassie. Let me catch this one coming around. Yeah, it would have been Lassie. To break my heart watching those. Okay, so we go again. Yeah, here's a bit of trivia. Casey Jones had a dog. Now, was it called Ashes, Sparky, or Cinders? Answers on a postcard to Blue Peter. And when I re-watch some of the old Casey Jones videos, well, they're on video now, he was always spotlessly clean. So was his fireman. So was his son, who rode with him on the train sometimes. And we come again. Yeah, beautiful little locomotive, this, beautiful. And I'm really surprised it can pull 4 wagons. The last one I bought, the Bachman, is no lightweight. And the others are Rivarossi. So again, they're not how to say, the cheaper models. They are very good quality, and as such they have a bit of weight. So now my Mahano Pacific is coming into the station. I'll stop it. That's run very well. Okay, there we go. There's a nice gentle stop. It wouldn't do that before. And here we have 119 coming in for a nice gentle stop. So there we go. So I'll see how my health goes. I'm still not 100%. Like I say, I'm not going to elaborate on it. It's long COVID, so for you, those of you who know about that, they'll know what I'm going through. Very horrible thing. Okay, so thanks for watching, and I promise I'm going to catch up on a lot of you guys' videos that I've missed. Okay, so bye now.